My name is Madison Simak, and in this video I'm going to be demonstrating how to properly put on sterile gloves or donning sterile gloves. And because of the way that my camera is positioned in my countertop, you won't be able to see my face for the rest of this video. So the first thing that I would do is I would go into the room and identify the patient name, date of birth, and check their wristband. And then I would explain the procedure, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and why it has to remain sterile the whole time. Then I would gather all of my supplies, make sure it's all in the room, make sure my table is at the height that I need. And then I would begin the process. I would first start off by washing my hands, proper hand hygiene, and then I would come over to my table and get started. So the first thing that I would do is I would check the package and make sure that it is unopened and dry. So these are the gloves that we used in class, so technically they are opened, but for the sake of the video, we're gonna say that they're not and that they are dry. The next thing I would do is I would look for the expiration date to make sure that they're still sterile. So on this package it says 0301. So technically they're no longer sterile, but for the point of this video, we're gonna say that they are. So then the next thing that I would do is I would have my table at waist height, and then I would start by peeling back very carefully the outer side of the package. And then once that is peeled back, I would take the inside of the package and I would set it down and I would unfold it, making sure that the cuffs of the gloves are facing towards me. And then the next thing that I would do, using the outer side of the package, is unfold the package and kind of crease it and pull it really tight. Sorry about that noise, that was my washing machine. Then I would, actually, I'm gonna fold these and kind of crease them so they stay open, and that way it's not, flopping back and forth. Then I would take my fingers and slide them into this pack, the lining of the sterile paper, and I would then unfold and kind of pull it, because the 2 outer inches are considered not sterile. So then with my non-dominant hand, so my left hand, I would then grab my dominant glove, which would be my right glove. So then I would grab the outer cuff of my right glove and then take my right hand and use my index finger and thumb and kind of guide my hands inward into the thumb and index finger. That way I can get it on. Okay. So I have 2 fingers in one hole, but that's okay for right now. I'll fix it as soon as my other hand is gloved. So now that this hand is sterile and this hand is not, I'm going to take my fingers and wedge them underneath the cuff of my left hand and do the same thing. I'm gonna get my hands in and then pull this cuff down. So now that this hand is sterile. So now that this hand is sterile, I can go ahead and fix my right hand and kind of pull on that finger and then get my ring finger where it should be. And then I can pull my cuff the rest of the way down if needed. So now that I'm completely sterile, I want to maintain my sterile field. I would take my sterile drape, place the sterile drape where it needs to go, and perform the procedure that I need. So first, say a catheter, I would make sure everything's sterile and perform the procedure. Then once I'm done, my hands are now considered soil. This is not considered a sterile field anymore. However, I still want to prevent contamination. So what I would do is I'm going to then use my thumb and my index finger, and I cup the cuff of the glove and pull it down, and then take the glove into my dirty hand, and then I would kind of pop up my wrist and use a finger and slide it under the cuff of the other soiled glove and pull it off. And then I would dispose of them in the proper receptacle.